Whoa, so you're thinking about pursuing leadership roles?
Consider the following. General Sun Tzu, who advised the Chinese emperor during the Qin dynasty. Julius Caesar, who served as first consul and general of Rome. Abraham Lincoln, who presided over the United States during the Civil War. Mohandas Gandhi, who spearheaded India's independence movement. Winston Churchill, who led Britain during World War II as Prime Minister. Golda Meir, who served as fourth Prime Minister of Israel and was the first female leader of a Western democracy. Margaret Thatcher, who became Britain's first female Prime Minister. Nelson Mandela, who served as President of South Africa and was a former freedom fighter. And finally, who on earth were these folks? Could you tell me how they rose to the position of leader? Because why couldn't you emulate their success? All throughout the globe, these individuals are hailed as trailblazing leaders who brought about significant change. The capacity to inspire and direct a group of individuals toward the successful completion of a common goal is the essence of leadership. A team captain, a state or national leader, an organization head, etc., are all examples of people who hold this position. Philosophies of leadership. First, there's trait theory, which holds that leaders are innate rather than developed, and thus is more useful for leadership selection than leadership development. The team style is optimal, according to behavioral styles theory, as it combines care for the job at hand with care for people. Nevertheless, this approach could not work in all situations, such as during crises. Thirdly, there are situational and contingency theories, which propose that leaders need to be able to adapt their actions on the fly to deal with unpredictable scenarios. Functional theories. This theory presupposes that leaders, once schooled in the necessary behaviors, would automatically use them when necessary, irrespective of their personality. However, many leaders struggle to do so due to ingrained views and habits. The theory of leadership presence posits that effective leaders are often characterized by more than just their actions. They possess a unique quality that attracts followers, inspires confidence, and facilitates effective leadership. However, this something differs from one individual to the next, and studies have shown that it is difficult to pin down using a set of shared personality traits. Theories of situational and contingent leadership. Paul Hersey and Ken Blanchard created the situational leadership concept while they were working on management of organizational behavior. Although it is now known as the situational leadership model, this theory had its original name, life cycle theory of leadership, as early as its introduction. The premise of the situational leadership model is that leaders should tailor their approaches to best suit the needs of the people they are trying to motivate or direct. Not only does the work or aim at hand dictate what kind of leadership is most effective, but the people or group being led also play a role. Choosing the right leadership style for the right people is what situational leadership is all about. The premise of the situational leadership model is that leaders should tailor their approaches to best suit the needs of the people they are trying to motivate or direct. Not only does the work or aim at hand dictate what kind of leadership is most effective, but the people or group being led also play a role. Choosing the right leadership style for the right people is what situational leadership is all about. Leadership approaches in situational managing. Leadership styles should be tailored to the specific people and groups with whom one is interacting, according to situational leadership theory. Therefore, leaders need to be able to change their strategies and tactics depending on the circumstances. Leadership styles were classified by Hersey and Blanchard into 4 distinct behavioral categories, as outlined below. One kind of one-way communication is directing or telling. In this style, the leader specifies the responsibilities of the followers and gives them the what, how, why, and when of completing a job, with no regard for the followers' relationships with one another. Coaching or selling. It's a two-way street that involves giving and receiving the necessary assistance to get the other person or group to buy into what you're trying to do. High task and high connection. Step 3, supporting or participating, is a style of low task, high relationship conduct that facilitates joint decision-making. Fourth, delegating is passing the buck to a person or team while the leader remains active to keep tabs on how things are going. Low connection and low job. Firstly, they are unable and reluctant to accept responsibility for the work at hand, and secondly, they do not possess the necessary abilities to do it. M2. They are inexperienced yet filled with enthusiasm. Despite their skill gaps, the follower is driven to try. A person with an M3 personality type is competent in the area of responsibility, but lacks self-assurance and isn't eager to step up and lead. They are eager and able to take on the duty and work as well. M4. Different tasks have different degrees of maturity. When asked to execute a task that requires abilities they don't have, a person with maturity level M1 would nonetheless be competent, self-assured, and driven in their profession. A leader at level 1 with a directing, telling leadership style has to tell their followers what to do and where to do it, but they need not be too helpful. They need structure and guidance since they are unable and unwilling to do a job on their own. Level 2, maturity with a coaching leadership style, sales. A great deal of task and interpersonal conduct is required for the confidence or willingness. In this approach, the leader gives the followers a chance to ask questions while still providing them with the necessary direction. Level 3, maturity with a supportive, participating leadership style. People in this group can get the job done, but they aren't sure they can do it by themselves. A combination of little instruction and high levels of supporting behavior and two-way communication is necessary for this. Collaboration, facilitation, or commitment are other terms for this relationship-focused, low-task behavior. Level 4, maturity with a delegative leadership style. The person or group is competent and eager to do the assignment. They have the self-assurance, competence, and familiarity to do the assignment with little oversight. Key benefits of situational leadership. Simple to implement. A leader with the correct style is aware of it. Evaluating the issue and implementing the appropriate leadership style is all that a leader has to accomplish. This style is at ease when led by the appropriate sort of person, which is an intuitive attraction. Managers are free to alter their approaches whenever they think it is necessary. Downsides of situational leadership. The leadership style prevalent in North America disregards the values and methods of expression of different cultural groups. The fact that female and male managers are different is disregarded. Long-term strategy and politics often take a back seat to situational leaders. Servant leadership. A 1970 article by Robert K. Greenleaf titled "The Servant as Leader" is when the term servant leadership was first established. First and foremost, a servant leader is a servant. It all starts with the innate desire to serve, to put others before oneself. Collaboration, trust, empathy, and the ethical use of authority are the pillars upon which servant leadership stands, distinguishing it from other leadership styles. A leader who consciously chooses to lead with the goal of better serving others rather than expanding their own authority first puts himself in the position of a servant. Improving collaboration and personal engagement while also fostering individual progress inside the company is the goal. Rethinking the hierarchical relationship between leaders and subordinates is central to the servant leadership concept, which extends beyond employee-related conduct. Encouraging, supporting, and enabling subordinates to unfurl their full potential and talents is the top responsibility of a servant leader. It fosters an environment where trust is valued. Make the importance of service to others clear and reaffirm it. Through their words and deeds, servant leaders teach their team members to put others' needs before their own and to stop acting selfishly. Promotes rather than explains. This approach focuses on convincing rather than imposing. Keeps an eye on the future. A servant leader is always considering the next group to lead, the next chance to succeed, and so on. That necessitates weighing the importance of today against that of tomorrow, and making decisions with an eye toward the future. A humble leader shows concern for others and doesn't use his position to flaunt his superiority. He also doesn't wear a title to flaunt his leadership. In reality, she could be the one to clear the table or take out the garbage. The servant leader exemplifies selflessness by remembering that the focus should be on the needs of the group rather than on the leader themselves. Pay close attention and listen carefully. Leaders who put their followers' needs first listen to their followers and encourage them to share their thoughts, opinions, and experiences. After getting to know their workers' perspectives over time, they adjust their leadership style appropriately. Serve as selfless role models. Leaders who put the needs of their followers above their own understand that by mentoring their staff, they may help them grow professionally and personally. Cultivates future leaders. The replication element is crucial. It entails setting a good example, giving others chances to develop, and teaching them how to lead. That implies the leader isn't in charge all the time. Sometimes they step aside and let others take the reins. Assists with problems in people's lives, not only at work. Providing chances for personal growth outside of work is crucial. Envision yourself as the head of an organization-wide initiative to help employees learn proper manners, reduce their personal debt, or shed some pounds. While neither one of them may address a pressing business requirement, they might all be crucial in the long run. Focuses on you rather than me. A servant leader is unselfish. How does one become a leader? The capacity to reflect on things beyond the visible and examine the implicative skills that model people. What are you all standing for, both individually and collectively? Is this a moot study? Government agencies reached their zenith in the 1960s and 1970s. The decaying remains of these once great industrial giants are now a burden on the nation's finances and a source of great anguish for the long-suffering taxpayer, as they are sucked dry by political vampires, milked by corrupt bureaucrats, smothered by technocratic incompetence, and gulliverized by militant trade unions. Management's nature. Look at this scenario. Shopping is all about finding what you need at a price you can afford. How can he decide what to purchase? He's got a lot on his mind. Are you asking where I can get it? How is he going to get there? When is the best time for him to return? Thus, the process continues. He has to consider these questions beforehand if he wants his shopping trip to go well. Now, consider yet another housewife as an example. As soon as she opens her eyes in the morning, a long list of tasks appears in her mind. These include cleaning the house, washing clothes, helping the younger children get ready for school, making breakfast, cooking and packing lunches, and giving the children their lunches before they leave for school. She may have the assistance of her maid, her oldest daughter, and her mother-in-law inside the family. She intends to allocate tasks in such a manner that they are all finished at the correct time and in the right way. Management is the sum of the housewife's actions in this case that allow her to reach her goal. We may infer from these two instances that management is helpful in many aspects of our daily lives, including but not limited to studying, making a household budget, organizing social events, and preparing for exams. A company's management is just as crucial. Small businesses that didn't need much preparation were common in bygone eras. However, modern businesses utilize expensive machinery, employ hundreds of people, and sell their wares all over the globe. Grasping the idea of an organization and its many subsystems is crucial for understanding management concepts. The members of an organization work together toward a common purpose. The interrelationships between a system's parts are another definition of organization. What makes up an organization's structure are the components and the relationships that hold its employees together. People, processes, and technology are the three main categories of problems that might arise in any given business. Attitudes, training, and education are all parts of people problems. Issues pertaining to the organization include policy, culture, bureaucracy, and strategy. Any problem with computers, networks, software, or data transmissions falls under the umbrella of technology. Organizational structures may be broadly categorized into 3 tiers: strategic, tactical, and operational. At the strategic level, which is synonymous with the corporate or executive level of any given business, decisions are made. At the business or tactical level of management, choices made at the strategic level are turned into tactics to meet the organization's goals. In the operational level, first-level employees and workers put the organization's strategy into action by carrying out the methods. An organization's management methods have a significant impact on the organization's performance. In order to set the stage for what is to come, this chapter provides an introduction to management fundamentals. Planning, organizing, leading, and regulating an organization's resources to achieve its objectives in an efficient and effective way. Leadership as a bridge builder. Anytime a group of individuals join together to accomplish a common goal, management is required. Planning, organizing, directing, and managing are all management duties that must be carried out by any entity that oversees organized activities, whether it a religious group, a military unit, a social institution, or a commercial firm. These tasks are carried out by employees at all levels of any organization, no matter how big or little. Any group effort requires the expertise of management. Management means what? Given the abundance of literature on the topic, the term management may be defined in a variety of ways. Some valid explanations exist for this. The breadth of management is immense. It covers a lot of ground. Consequently, there is no foolproof method for calculating all the crucial aspects of management. 2. People are the focus of management, and their actions may be quite unexpected. 3. Management is an emerging field, with ideas that are always evolving. According to authors like Allen, it's no surprise that managers are one of the biggest mysteries in the industry. Management as a field has its roots in the European Industrial Revolution, which began in the mid-1700s. Traditional home-centered manufacturing methods were in use prior to the Industrial Revolution. Work involvement was more ad hoc and restricted to immediate family members at this time, as the owner of the capital means and the owner of the labor services were the same. Members of the family that were intrinsically driven used to strive tirelessly to maximize their own success. Technology, communication, transportation, and the growth of markets all saw enormous leaps forward as a result of the Industrial Revolution and its domino effect. The traditional market districts were located in close proximity to the manufacturing centers that were run by families. However, demand for items produced in family-run production systems surged during the Industrial Revolution as the market domain expanded. The family-run manufacturing processes could not handle the influx of customers. Previously centered on families, home-based production systems have seen a dramatic shift due to technological advancements and other infrastructure support systems. People outside of the immediate family who were willing to work for a fee were essential to the success of any organized manufacturing activity. Group work is essential for the completion of tasks and the achievement of organizational objectives due to the increasing complexity of technology-supported production processes. Managing based on spontaneous involvement in work became difficult and unworkable due to the separation of the two entities, one owning the means of capital and the other owning labor services. The next step was to apply management theory and practice to the task of coordinating and translating individual efforts into a collective one. Over time, it became clear that businesses needed a dedicated team of expert managers in order to get things done. The manager's role has grown in significance and now need institutionalized knowledge due to the proliferation of globalization and technological improvements. Those who want to be managers of companies in the future might find the foundational and institutionalized knowledge they need in the management principles. Some subfields in business management are managing finances, personnel administration, management of information systems falls within the purview of the third area, information technology management, managing advertising, managing operations and production, planning for the future.